And
I
joining.
am JDG, baby.
Remember that from Arsenio?
Really, Bo? So looky here. This is never together. Y'all know it.
Yeah, we know.
But we like to welcome you to Talk About It Tuesday. For your drum roll, Bo.
We are live. Talk about it Tuesday. We're doing that same thing, like just like that. Go ahead, baby. Do your thing.
All right, so I want to know, just checking in, how your weekend was, Bo. I know you, the past few weekends have been trying to get out amidst the COVID and quarantine. But
Yeah.
what's going on? What's been going on?
Well, I've gotten out quite a bit. Got around to see the city a little bit and took some pictures. Went down to Brooklyn, went to Battle Park City. That first picture on the left there is outside of my window. A storm was coming. I have this big window, and I thought that was dope. The picture on the right is the shape of a heart. That's a beam of sunlight that's shining through a scaffold onto the sidewalk. And I noticed that it was in the shape of a heart, and I just took a picture of that. I thought that was dope, too. You know, a little bit of magic.
Little peculiar.
That's a great song. Huh?
Little peculiar things. Okay, Bo.
Yeah, just the little oddities. Yeah. So anyway, that's the Great Lawn facing South. I got out to Central Park. We got some pizza. Went hung out in the park on the Great Lawn and watched some people do some things and got out for a little bit. That was a real good time. And the pizza, yo, oh my God, the pizza. The Oculus. Now wait, I'm a little long-winded on this one.
Okay.
The Oculus. For those of you who don't live in New York, this is the what was built in part of the World Trade Center. This is the passenger. The Oculus. This thing is huge. I mean, it's big from the outside, but once you go inside, there's no concept. Until you go inside, there's no concept of how massive this thing is from the inside. So I had to take a series of pictures, but this is the one I thought was the coolest. So that's the one I sent you. But
so what
this
are
is a very nice piece of art. Yeah, it's like from the outside it looks like a bird taking flight, and then on the inside it's really got this cathedral kind of thing. So the sunlight comes in through those higher slats. What you don't see behind me, beneath my shoulders, is the mall. There's a mall, a complete mall right there. No food court. At least I didn't see one.
No food court.
No, so I don't know if they call it mall at this thing. This, I took this specifically as a retraction in the previous show. Excuse me. I said that Yusuf Hawkins' name wasn't on the Bed-Stuy Black Lives Matter mural. I made a special trip to double check myself and discovered that yes, he was there. And I made sure and took this picture so I could post along with my retraction that I was incorrect. Brother Hawkins is on the mural.
So shout out to comedian Kevin D. Williams. He was on the show and we had a little chat about this and he brought up Yusuf. So that's pretty nice that you captured that, Bo.
Yeah, I had to straighten the record out.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Look at these, beautiful.
Oh yeah. Again, on the far right is out of my picture window. That picture's from out of my window. The moon was nice and bright. It's distorted because it's through the glass, but what do you want? The other two are Queensbridge Park, right over here, Queensbridge projects, and the Queensboro Bridge. It's very nice and quiet, serene. I go over there to do my thinking and listen to the water lap up and down, and people are in the park playing dominoes. Sometimes they're barbecuing or they're picnicking in the grass. Any time of night, it's a real cool spot. People working out. It's a real nice, idyllic little spot in the city.
Queensbridge?
Queensbridge, QB. I got to rep QB a little bit. QB's been kind of good to me since I've been out here.
So if y'all just joined in, we have our numbers, sorry, bro. Why am I lagged like that? Okay.
It says error loading on my end.
Oh, okay. So we have numbers in the chat box. Use that. You can call in. We're trying to test this little dial-in feature out. We got a few things on the menu tonight, but we want to know what's on your mind. Talk to us. Let us know what you're thinking about, what you want to talk about, how you feeling, comments, questions, whatever. Let's bring it on in. You can also use the chat to talk to us and chime in. So a few things.
They got to show up first.
I know, right? I mean, they there. I'm seeing, unless they leaving, I'm seeing them there. So one of the things that I want to do before we even get started is do a couple of shout outs. I want to shout out the illustrious brother Michael Berkeley, 33 Degree Mason. He came on the show, did his little spiel on the Nubian Nation, Black economics, Black power. Comedian Kevin D. Williams came. He talked about the comedic life, what it's like, and also a nice little history on some Black cinema too. So we got a little bit of all of that in there. We had a good time, Kevin. Republican Travis Clark joined us last week. Beaux gave him a run for his money.
Oh man, I gave him hell. There's a Black Republican. I gave him hell, y'all. If y'all missed it, y'all go back and watch that show. It was all a good fun, you know.
Y'all go back and watch. Beaux be standing on everybody. So tonight we don't have anybody join us, so Beaux is not gonna be arguing. But he might argue. Call in so we can get this going, y'all. And then we also want to thank the young people, Nurse Brittany, Anaya, and Qshan. They joined us to talk about the Young Voice, COVID-19 protests, everything that's going on and how it affects young people and how to bridge that gap with young and old people. So if y'all get a chance, go to the G-Spot, at G-Spot Me on Facebook, check out the live streams there, and give us a hoot and a holler. So
Which one you want first, the hoot or the holler?
Holla.
Then the hoot. Hooty hoo.
So one of the things, Beaux, that I picked up on over the weekend, let me pull this up right quick, was the big four tech companies amassed a great deal of money during the second quarter of this year. And you'll see the numbers break down kind of right there on the side. But I had thought it was interesting that as this information was coming out just the previous day, they were actually in court. Yeah, I shouted you out. They were actually in court testifying, all the CEOs testifying before Congress, defending the size of their companies. So Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, Alphabet CEO, which I believe is Google's parent company, their CEO Sundar Pichai, and Apple CEO Tim Cook took part in an ongoing investigation by the House Judiciary's Antitrust Subcommittee that looked into whether the companies are using their position to control the market unfairly. So look at this. You got Amazon, who has a 40% increase bump in sales. That's almost 50%, like that's almost half, right? So Bezos' network is now worth 181 billion. You got Apple's quarter coming in at almost 60 million, and that's up $60 billion, which is up almost $6 billion from 2019. And then Facebook is up as well with their daily users. So very interesting. Zuckerberg goes on to talk about the most popular messaging service is iMessage, which is through Apple. The fastest growing app is TikTok. The most popular app for video is YouTube. And the fastest growing ads platform is Amazon. And then the largest ads platform is Google. So, I mean, if you are talking about capitalization, they are capitalizing on the market, honey. So I just want to know if you watching, call in, chime in on the chat, let us know what your thoughts are on this. And Beaux, what do you think?
Oh, Lord have mercy. What do I think? Where to begin? Okay, one, I see the way this is written, and it's meant to grab your attention. These are real numbers. These are big numbers. First off, I got a question for the audience if they want to chime in. Like, what would you do with that much money? Can you even visualize that much money? Let's just take the smallest one, which is what it is. The smallest figure there, $6 billion. Like, what would you do with $6 billion? Anything you want. Chime in, let us know what you do with that if you want to get involved. But Amazon, I can understand these guys making a lot of money. Everybody's staying home. Everybody bought stuff off Amazon. As slow as it was during the beginning of the pandemic because of shipping, people still used it. Apple, everybody had to buy new iPads and phones and computers and stuff because they're working from home. So now they need to upgrade those things that they weren't really using before because they were in the office. And of course, everybody's on Facebook. So naturally, that's going to have an increase. So these numbers make sense. What the government is afraid of is that these guys are getting powerful and they corner the market. Like you said, capitalization, the antitrust laws, violation of the antitrust laws, like they did in what is that, Marbell, back in the day before the baby bells. They broke them up into the baby bells. So we'll see if they break these guys up.
Yeah.
But with the way things are now, with the lobbyists and the money and the influence, I don't know if the government has the power to actually break them up.
Yeah.
Not big government anyway.
Exactly. And then, I mean, who are they to break some shit up? Because it seems like they've been capitalizing for years, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing is that slowly they began, especially Facebook. Like Facebook was its own entity, but slowly it started purchasing Snapchat. I think it owns Snapchat. I know it owns Instagram, WhatsApp, a couple other entities. Some things we don't even know. They buy up all these little companies, and that makes them larger. Yeah. So as they increase their brand around these new newly acquired companies, they also increase their market share. And then once they have a domination in the market share, once you're dominating the market, then now there's no competition. So you can charge whatever you want, and then you gouge the consumer. That's what the antitrust laws are there to protect against.
And this is what they consider to be a free market.
Yeah, but see, the free market, yes, it's a free market. Yes, it is a free
really
market.
Free though, Bo?
No. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what they call it. What it's known as, right? But
yes.
Sometimes the government steps in and say, wait a minute, you're too big, you got to break up. But another time, they let companies get bigger. Like T-Mobile is a giant now. They just absorbed Sprint.
Did they really? How long? Do you know how recent that was?
Oh gosh, they've started rebranding the Sprint stores maybe last week. I mean, they've. You haven't seen the commercials? Sprint is now T-Mobile and the largest global network, the largest network in the nation. All this shit, yeah. I don't know if they're still bigger than Verizon yet, but they're huge.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Monopolies. Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
so
folks watching, y'all chime in. We got the phone calls in the chat. Call based on your location. You can talk to us live. The people will be able to hear you as well. Otherwise, just comment, ask questions in the chat. We just shooting the shit today, just chopping it up. So we want y'all to chop it up with us.
Yeah, we're just chopping it up. Yeah, we're just shooting the shit. Me and Lady G always said, how many times, how many nights, how many hours we sat on the phone, just shooting the shit like we shooting the shit now. Now we just letting people see what we do.
Shoot the shit.
Well, now hold on.
All right, so look at here. Science of sperm, apparently, for the last 350 years, they've been doing research about sperm and how it enters the woman's reproductive organ area. And apparently they just had a breakthrough. So I guess sperm has fooled scientists all this time because it's so tiny. I think like microscopic like a hair, as they say. But they found out that it doesn't actually swim. So we always think about the sperm kind of swimming its way into the, area. But what it does is because its tadpole actually doesn't go back and forth, it's lopsided. It leans to one side, so they lean to a side. So what they do is they torpedo. They turn themselves in circles in order to get to their destination. So apparently that's breaking news. I don't know how much money went into this research. Would I have liked to see my tax dollars spent on other things? Absolutely. Absolutely. But what do y'all think?
Hey, listen. I ain't never considered how my sperm move. I'm just glad it do, goddamn. Look. But that's crazy. Okay, so they spin around like a bullet come out of a gun. They like that, right? That makes sense.
Spins, yeah.
They roll
Because
and they burrow in because of the thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I mean, I don't know if the sperm actually fooled the scientists though. Because I mean, sperm just do what they want. I think the scientists fooled themselves by being so damn arrogant.
That's a very good point.
That's the nature of science to prove the process. Disprove, prove this process. And keep going on. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, the one thing that they did attribute to the sperm was that it was very resilient because it is deformed essentially, and it found a way to thrive and make itself adapt to its environment. So go sperm, honey, go sperm.
Go sperm. How about that?
All right, so I think the other thing that we was gonna talk about, Beaux, was this sex thing.
The anthropomorphic fish. Yes, that is grotesquely, horrifyingly cool. Go ahead, put it up.
Let's take a look
Come on.
Look at that.
There you go. Good God Almighty. Imagine turning the lights on in the club and seeing that shit.
Yeah, pretty bad.
No, you can't. Anyway, go ahead, man.
So apparently the anglerfish has the worst sex life. It has a very hard time finding a mate, and then when it does everything it can to latch on to that mate life. So, for instance, if you thought of this fish as a human, a boy meets a girl, the boy bites the girl, the boy's mouth then fuses to the girl's body. The boy then lives the rest of his attached life to the girl, sharing her blood and supplying her with sperm. So that is essentially the life of this anglerfish. And I know what y'all thinking. Oh my God, is Nemo an anglerfish? No, Nemo is not an anglerfish. He's actually a clownfish. So he said.
Yeah, but the anglerfish almost ate Nemo's ass when he was down in the trench, fucking around with Dory crazy ass.
Well, now we know it was probably trying to latch on to Nemo and be a part of his life forever.
Nah, I think it was trying to eat that motherfucker, but that's, yeah, but yeah, that's crazy though. That's not, so that's too different from what some dudes say marriage is like.
The way that they do it, Beaux, they somehow let go of their immune system in order to feed other fish. Yeah.
Just feed it with sperm. That's it. His life is just there. I mean, but it sounds and looks horrible, but it makes all sorts of sense, like you said before, the production. Yeah. That it's so dark down there, it's so difficult for them to find a mate. And this is what they had to do to ensure the survival of the species. Now, you think about the beauty of nature and how it finds a fucking way. Life will always find a way. I read somewhere this weekend that there's this hole in the bottom of the ocean somewhere at the coast of Japan. And it's been sealed off for however many 100 million years or some shit. And this is a bunch of new shit in there, basically, that they're going in to find out. It's like bottom of the ocean, no light, no sediment, no just nothing. But life is down there. How? It's crazy. It's cool. Sorry.
Wait. Okay, so you were breaking up a little bit, Beaux. You're saying there's a hole in the bottom of the ocean near Japan that they sealed up?
No, they didn't fill it up. They're going in there to look and see what's in it.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going in there to see what's in there. They're taking samples. Well, they're not going in, they're taking samples. But these are all new microbes that that haven't been exposed to Earth proper in hundreds some odd million years. I don't know the wiseness of pulling them out in 2020. Maybe they should wait till next year.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, there you have it, y'all. So the worst sex life is the anglerfish. Unfortunately, it has to live its life attached to and infused into its mate. So maybe that's a good thing. Talk about bonding. Shit.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
No, I know.
So y'all joining us, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all taking the time. Each and every, not every Tuesday, we try to offer a guest on every other Tuesday. And so Beaux was like, yo, G, let's try to do like an improv kind of freestyle thing on those opposite Tuesdays. I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and try it out. Get the audience engaged, get y'all involved.
Right.
I see y'all watching. Please, if you want, leave a comment.
They ain't got nothing to say. They don't want to say nothing. I ain't going to make them say nothing. They don't want to say nothing. I'm going to talk anyway. No, for real, seriously. You guys come on, jump in.
Beaux will get at you and cuss you out. So clearly, you know Beaux.
I ain't cussing nobody out. They ain't guests. I only cuss out potential guests, Republicans.
You only go off on the guest, Beaux.
I only go off on the guests. Only when they say something like, old boy with the economics. He was really condescending, yo. He was really condescending, I thought. Like the way he was coming off with the whole communities thing and like people outside of communities fill in the blank. I'm not in one of those communities, so I just felt you were talking about me and people like me who aren't in these communities. I've known some people in these communities, Morning Stars, Masons. They just go somewhere special every so often and do some things they don't tell people about. There's really nothing more. To me, I mean, there's some probably some like fraternal thing as far as business that I'm not privy to because I'm not in it. But
oh, the Masons. You talking about the Masons?
The Masons, the Morning Stars, I mean, they all have the same basic structure, don't they?
Yeah. You know, I think it's tough, like when you, and it might be a man thing, because I talked to different guys afterward. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I don't know if they were arguing. It's like, you know what, that's men. Let them, don't worry about that. Let them do their thing. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna step out of it. So I don't know if it's more of an ego, machismo kind of thing, or if people like to argue when they disagree.
Well, you're talking to the wrong one, because I do like to engage in spirited discussions.
Clearly.
It's, yeah, I mean, if we're talking like politics or, anything, guys are a bit more aggressive when we're talking to each other and disagree. And, it's not, there's no malice in it. There's no, I'm going to whoop your ass if you don't agree. We just talking basketball. You stupid motherfucker. Michael Jordan ain't goddamn, remember this? It looked like we're fighting, but we're just talking.
Yeah.
Especially a best time.
Is that a man thing?
About to fight. Huh?
Is that a man thing?
I would say so, man. You gotta tell me, do y'all do it? Y'all act different when we're around. So I mean, like, when y'all amongst yourselves, do y'all? Bitch, I know y'all hit that bitch real hard sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
because you gotta, make sure that the friend, I'm just like, bitch, no, not as much as when you're younger though. But yeah, we do. But then we like, move on real quick because we understand sometimes you just can't. A woman ain't gonna let it go. It's just like, okay, well, we just gonna disagree and keep it moving until we can say, I told you so, bitch.
Now, why is that? Why can't y'all let it go? I'm gonna start some shit right now.
I don't know. That's a good question. We're gonna have to get the ladies on here and talk about that. I think this might be general to everybody. I think a person who feels strong in their stance, in their position, is not, and they shouldn't budge. Now, it's okay to listen and understand and listen to empathize and all those kind of things. And everybody has different perspectives, and that doesn't mean that one's wrong and one is right. I can understand all, but I have a strong constitution. So what I know, and it ain't shit you can tell me. And a lot of people don't like that, unfortunately, but it is what it is. You know, I don't give a fuck.
Apparently.
It served me well so far.
All right.
No, but you know, and I say that as just who I am as a person, but it always comes from, and I try to be mindful and humble. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that that's important too.
You just said you didn't give a fuck 5 minutes ago. Now you talk about being humble.
I mean, but should you like? You can care too much, and it can cause a lot of issues and angst and different things.
No, you're right. You're right.
So there's a level of not giving a fuck that you have to have about shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of some men and women in so much as stuff, I was looking at a meme earlier today. I very rarely comment on these memes, but the subject matter was apologize like a woman. He said, fellas, apologize like a woman. Both of them were offering pussy, had, walking around with the panties on, scooching back in the bed with the butt, and like some of them was, yo, you hungry or you want to eat, or, or just like a backhanded apology. I'm sorry you misunderstood what I was trying to tell you, dumbass, or something like that. But the onus of those responses was that women don't apologize. Why? Why is that the norm? But yet men are expected.
I don't. Okay, so women, I hope y'all watching because Beaux just called all of us out. Please chime in. The number is at the top. You can call in by location. Otherwise, chime in on the chat. He says that women don't apologize. Ever.
I said, based on that information, the experience of a lot of men, disparate men in different locations who don't know each other, who are answering a meme, have all basically said the same thing. So I'm asking women, why or how is that? Can you refute? Can you answer? Or will you just nod your head like Lady G is and say, I'm going to leave it alone?
I'm trying to stay neutral, Beaux, but I'm going to tell you this. So personally, I'm not quick to apologize, but I will. So I do, if I'm in a relationship, I apologize to my man if it was something I did. I do think that some people just feel like they don't make mistakes or that you misunderstood, so that's your problem. I'm a Scorpio. So, yeah, it's like, I'm pretty flexible. I can rock and roll with different types of shit, you know what I'm saying? But everybody isn't that way. And so right. It's like, okay, well, like get your shit together, or why is you like making a big fuss about shit? Like just figure it out. And everybody isn't like that. So, I don't know. I will apologize, but I agree with you to some degree. Women don't necessarily do that. I'm not sure why, or they do it in their own roundabout way. But we can put that on men too. You don't think so?
Of course you can, but I've never dated a man. I don't have that question. That's right. Not me.
I feel you.
I'm pretty sure we do. I mean, I can apologize.
Yeah.
And in my past, it's been more difficult to apologize, to admit that I'm wrong. See, I know why I didn't want to apologize. I didn't want to look stupid.
Yeah.
I didn't want to look weak.
Yeah.
I didn't want to look like I didn't know what I was doing or what I was talking about.
Right.
So I refused to apologize just because I wanted to be disassociated from my perception of that weakness.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, what I was doing was driving my shit into people. My bullshit. Because I wouldn't apologize or acknowledge. And that's basically what you're doing. Even if you acknowledge it, and that's one of the other ones they said. They said, oh, I apologize in my head, but it's not my fault if you can't hear it. Like 3 dudes posted that one. I'm like, yo, for real? That's the thing too? Like, you guys are just saying, like, I feel bad about it. And that's enough?
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Because they expect you to, like, have, telepathic, powers where you can read their mind and know what it is.
Oh, let's not talk about that. Oh, my God. If he loved me, He should know me well enough to know what I want without me saying nothing.
Yes.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of here.
But you know what, Beaux? I think a lot of people have a different kind of language when it comes to different things. So like apologizing might not come out verbally for some people. Maybe they do it in actions. And as that person's mate, you either can say, you know what, do I really need to hear I'm sorry or I apologize? Is it that important? Or does this gesture that you know is the apology that? You know what I'm saying?
But what about the accountability that's supposed to come with the apology? What about the accountability, the gesture? Is there accountability with the gesture?
That's a good point. And I mean, even the apology, if you're just looking for an apology, that doesn't necessarily mean accountability. Again, it's just words.
No.
I apologize when I took you down the street and left you on the corner and the man picked you up and drunk or whatever. You know, that's different. That's being accountable.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What use is an apology without accountability? And then on the back end, change behavior.
But I think the majority of people expect an apology to just be, I'm sorry.
Well, that doesn't mean that that's the way it has to be. Just because that's what we expect.
Agree. Yes. Absolutely. When's the last time you apologized, Beaux?
To my son, 2 days ago.
Okay. I apologized to my daughter maybe a week and a half ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, I think it's important. So you bring up a good thing that parents, it's okay to apologize to children. A lot of times parents get on their high horse and be like, you know, I'm the adult, you know, I don't owe you shit. But you know, they're humans too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we forget that we're raising adults and not children.
That's right.
So they're going to be children for this amount of time over the course of their entire lives. So we keep treating them like children
to enter adulthood.
Right. Yeah. And we need to be more cognizant. Lord knows I wasn't. We need to be far more mindful of those daily interactions with our children, because that minutia shapes them. And it might be something that you completely forgot about. Like what my son was telling me about. In an episode between us that he remembered that I had no recollection of. I mean, instead of saying, I didn't do that, I don't remember that. When he was finished, I said, son, I'm sorry. I didn't say I'm sorry, I don't remember that. Oh, that can't be right. Or I might not have done that. I'm sorry. Just left it at that. I mean, if he wanted to say what you did, brother just said, you just offered it to him, and it don't cost you anything.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means so much to the person you're giving it to.
Absolutely. And you're right. And I think a lot of times people just have this thing with, if I apologize, that means I'm wrong. I don't want to be wrong, because everybody wants to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong.
Right. That's not going to work. Everybody can't be right, because you got different perspectives and opinions, ideas, experiences. Somebody got to be wrong.
That's right.
Every number ain't even, and every number ain't odd. You got to have one or the other.
Everybody could be right too. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody can think they're right.
I could look at my keyboard, I can look at my laptop and be like, oh, you know, it's made of keys. Somebody else can be like, it has a screen. Somebody else can say it has a built-in whatever. You know, we're all right. It's not one way, right?
Right. Well, that's perception. Right. Just depending on how you look at it and what you're focused on and what you're dealing with. Absolutely. Perception.
Yes. You drinking over there, Beaux?
I wish I was.
We didn't do a toast or anything.
No, I got some Pellegrino, though. I got more water snob shit tonight.
I got some Ice Mountain. I don't know why I'm doing free chrome. We shouldn't be. Why are we shouting these people out?
I don't know, because they ain't giving us no money.
Facts. Ain't nobody watching enough for us to be even promoting anything anyway.
Yeah, man. These folks come get this shit. We got 4. Go to the store, be like, give me 4. I did the only 4 I'm in the car. Just 4. Come on. No, they don't need no ice. They ain't gonna have it that long. The little ones. Yeah, the nips. Yeah, the nips.
So if y'all are watching and you have been watching a few of the lives that we do every other Tuesday, we do have a couple of lives coming up with guests. We have the Women's Federal Prison Institution. We're going to talk to the women who spent time in prison. We think that's important.
I don't think I'm going to be picking a fight with them.
I don't think you want that smoke, Beaux. And the only thing is because, we talk about men a lot, which is necessary, and the incarceration of Black males and brown males, but also the increase in women within the institutions as well over the last decade or so has increased. So we want to take a look at that and talk about their experience. We also going to talk about health and wellness and herbs, and have somebody come in and just look at all the stuff we got in our kitchen and talk about different ways to use those things to make it work for us. And then meditative stuff. You got the comments, Beaux? I'm seeing some comments.
Yeah.
And I hope Beaux works on this young lady that we want to get on the show.
With the gamers?
Yes, I believe.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I've already discussed it with her. She's ready. We just gotta let her know when.
Hey. So we got that coming up, and then working on a couple of events, trying to flesh those things out. So that'll come real soon too. So in the chat, we got Naya. She says, tying back to everybody can be the right thing. Everyone has a different perspective and outlook on things in life. So yeah, everybody can be right in their own way. So yeah,
right.
That is what we said.
Absolutely. When it comes to perspective, the thing is that we have to, if we want to be granted perspective, we have to grant perspective too.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? And if you want to be understood, you have to want to understand. It's a two-way street, and not even a two-way street. It's cyclical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One has to give like the yin and yang, up and down, in and out. These aren't opposites. They're not opposed.
Spiral like the sperm.
Right. Right. They're not opposing each other. They're powering each other. They're empowering each other.
Yes.
Not opposites. I think we've been looking at it wrong all this time.
And that's a good point, because I think a lot of times when people think about opposites or negativity or something just not being positive or quite right, the expectation is that everything has to just be so perfect all the time. But I think that's a valid point. When you look at the world and how it operates and how it works, you need the balance, right? You do.
And I'll even take it back to a cinematic expression of that simple concept. The Matrix. I don't know if you guys remember that scene where the architect was telling Neo that the first Matrix was perfect, but our human minds wouldn't accept it. We kept rejecting perfection. It kept crashing. We need chaos, which is what Neo represented. Chaos. They call it hope. Chaos in the real world.
That's real deep.
Yeah, you need chaos to balance out everything else. You can't have perfection. You have to have imbalance.
Wow.
It don't work.
And I always think that like even now with the protests and all the different stuff that's going on, it's so weird and all funky and everything, like that's chaos in a sense, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm so optimistic about where it's gonna take us, right? Because it's a necessary thing in order to get to the next level. So I definitely identify with that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Think about it as like a phoenix rising from the ashes kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? All of these years we got beat down until Brother Floyd's death sparked that conflagration. And then out of those ashes, from what we used to be, will come something new.
Yeah.
Something more beautiful than what was before.
Absolutely. And it definitely seems like a spiritual transition. The minds and hearts of people, I've noticed, has changed somewhat. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of violence and a lot of shit going on. And maybe
nobody said it to Mother Teresa.
A cleansing of the earth, maybe, I don't know.
That's a dangerous subject, but yes.
It is.
It's a culling of the herd, in the way of putting it. But, people don't like to speak in those large biological terms, rather.
Well, I mean, we're talking about living things, and the earth is a living thing. And if it has to purge itself, like we do as humans.
Right. No argument from me. Yeah. I mean, hell, We gotta hold on. We're at the beginnings of, I think they said we're at the beginnings of another ice age. So take another couple 100,000 years for it to, whatever. But they just saying the geographic timetable says we're at the beginning of another ice age.
So I know the poles shifted. I know the Mayan calendar changed in 2012. We entered into a new age. But I was thinking it was going to get warmer and we were going to flood out.
Well, it's a process. First, well, I'm not going to go through the whole damn process. But the first thing is actually the heat. Because the heat's going to melt the glaciers. The glaciers going to make the water rise. That's going to change the fucking weather patterns. All sorts of shit's going to happen after that. Boom. We aren't going to be, you, I, me, our grandkids, not going to be around for this ice age. But we're doing enough. But that's good. You know what ice ages do? Wipe the slate clean. It's like a big-ass etch-a-sketch.
But we're humans. We're smart. And we may have contact with other intelligent beings. So I'm sure.
If they're intelligent, they ain't talking to our ass.
They probably help make our raggedy asses, Beaux. Don't hate.
Hey, they ain't claiming us in court though.
I just thought it was interesting. At one point, they had stopped all the space exploration and the space travel for like 4 years. And then they started it back. And then it was all these solar flares on the sun, and it makes you wonder, like, what was going on in space that, for whatever reason, we just brought, we retracted from that, brought it back, and now we're back entering into that.
Into what?
Into outer space.
Oh, space. They know they fucking up this planet, so they're trying to colonize outer space. Yes. I don't know if you noticed that if you look every so often, every few months, they find other what they call exoplanets, planets that could potentially sustain life. They're in the habitable zone of the solar system. It has liquid water and an atmosphere, breathable oxygen. Yeah. In those three conditions, they believe life may exist on those planets, which is to be expected because that's what we got.
Yeah.
However, you take another living being from some other far-off planet, you drop him here, not some spaceman. I'm just saying, you just any bio creature, put him here, boom. He's not gonna have the shit he needs on this planet to survive, is he? Because his atmosphere is different.
Yeah.
His cellular requirement or atomic requirements gonna be different from ours. So why do we always have this arrogant assumption that everyone needs the same things we need to survive?
I think that I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that's an old assumption. I think science still puts it out there to not let us know that life can be many different ways. Unless they still like that damn ancient and doing it that way. I mean, that would be ridiculous. If we even understand that life could be different, chemically made differently, then they should do the shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we are talking about spacemen and shit now. Boy, we just
we out here, Beaux. You must have smoked a little herb before we got on today.
That bit wasn't little. I tell you that much.
It wasn't little.
It wasn't little.
Okay.
But I'm gonna just have to say this real quick since we're talking about herb. I'm gonna have to shout out Brooklyn, Bedside particular for their weed game. Cause QB weed is shit.
The Bedside weed is the shit?
Bedside weed is the shit. I go all the way back to Bedside to get my shit.
Oh wow. So I was out in Cali and the dispensaries is popping over there, honey. They got OG Kush. You know, you can get 2 grams for $5 out there. I mean, it's saturated.
Cali always been cheap for weed, but that went to dispensaries.
Oh my God. They damn near giving it away. I mean, they are giving it away. Let's just say that if you're a first-time customer and they got dispensaries everywhere, you just go here, you get a free roll, you get a free, what do they call it, hitter, you get a grinder, you can get a little
You said this is in California? Well, you got an address?
San Diego, baby. San Diego. Yes. It's going down.
It's going down, boy. I got to get to California before it's fall off the map.
They got the top shelf, the mid grade, the lower grade, and then like the OG Kush that was 2 for what was it, 2 for 10, whatever it was, 2 for 5. I mean,
2 for 5. They got crack prices at the damn dispensary. They got crack prices.
Yes, that's the shit you buy in the hood, and they selling it for $5. They is fucking the game up. All the weed mans is going out of business.
But you know what, though? Hold on. This is where your hustle. See, this is where you're going to separate the hustlers from the drug dealers. Okay? Because the hustler going to see his game is changing and figure out a way to get in on this new game. Because if they sell it, if they're buying, they're taking all your street clientele, don't you think they need a supplier? Maybe you should take some of that money, buy some land, sell yourself some shit where you growing some shit, and then you can become a distributor. Since the shit is legal, you know how to maintain it and manage it.
Yeah. And
on top of that, you're legit now because it's just legal.
Yeah.
So you want to be a drug dealer or you want to be a hustler?
Right.
Quit complaining and get your game up, nigga.
And that's easier said than done, Bo. But
not to a hustler. Because the first thing a hustler has is an idea.
Facts, but like the government and society, if you will, has positioned themselves, and they knew, okay, we're gonna make this shit legal. So I'm gonna make sure I got this, that, and the other set in place. So once it go down, bam, now it's legal. I can get my money. I'm rich, and then you got all these cats in jail, in prison.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But these niggas that ain't in jail, they can do it.
They better do it. They better hustle.
I mean, come on, man. Think about it. An acre is nothing nowadays. An acre is nothing to buy. You don't even need an acre.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And them kits, the hydroponic kits, them grow kits, $500, $600, $1,000 on a good investment. A basic investment for that type of operation. More you need is
we talking business after this or what?
Whatever's clever, shawty. I got the idea. I just need some capital. I need somebody to fund my idea. You know, I need some venture capitalists. Venture capitalist.
Venture capital. I'm with you on it, Dan. I'm with you on it.
I know. You're always down for the cause, shorty. I know.
Yeah. So we got people tuned in, but they ain't talking. Anything
Mike was talking a little bit.
Feed us in the chat. Y'all feed us in the chat. Anything on your mind, also call in. We got the dial-in numbers at the top.
They ain't gonna dial in, bro. They're not gonna dial in. But it's okay.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's fine. Like I said, we do this anyway.
This is what we do, bro.
That's what we do. So, what's going on over there in Milwaukee? What's popping over there?
Not too much. I had a friend in town over the weekend, actually from Manhattan, Texas. Yeah. So I showed him around, and he loved it. He loved the city. And you know, Milwaukee, I mean, the day he got here, it was like 9 people got shot. You know, 1 person was killed. And this was like last Tuesday, like after the live. It was just crazy.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so he loved it.
I was just saying 9 people shot. Like, really?
Yeah. In one night.
Not that New York is any better. They wilding out here, too. So, yeah.
Yeah. But why, Bo?
I don't know. I guess they're not scared of the cops no more. I don't know what the sudden uptick could be attributed to, other than the way cops have, lost their authority, basically.
Do you think that we should be disbanding these police departments and defunding?
Yes, I do. But here's the thing: when you hear disbanding or defunding, it's an inflammatory reaction you get. You hear cut the budget off. You hear send everyone home. That's not what it means. What it means is that as it exists, needs to end. Demilitarization of the police department is the point of the defunding. Because if you gear up for war, guess what you want to do? Go to war. They're policing citizens. Now, policing has been handled by one institution, police. The policing, community policing, has very many different aspects. That should be broken up.
Mm.
The enforcement arm, which would be the cops, handle break-ins and fucking, domestic violence shit, drug addicts, disputes between citizens. Shouldn't be the enforcers responding. It should be other people trained to de-escalate. Now, if you gotta have an enforcer with one, if you have an enforcer, do it like that. But as it exists now, it needs to end because it's not.
Is that the chaplain's job? I don't know, like a chaplain. I don't even know like what they're.
No, we need to create a new title.
Okay.
Not even try to put some shit we had in. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. No.
Yeah.
That's just more the same old. No. Okay. It needs to be a completely new thing. That's what the disbanding and defunding is about, not lawlessness.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's been said before, but people get lost in that headline. And they get afraid. Because, I've never really lived in a world where I wasn't terrorized by the police, so I never really wanted to depend upon them. So for me, no police is fuck it. I mean, I've been dealing with the monsters all my life already.
It's so funny because this article came out about this family or something, or these kids, and they got pulled over. They thought it was a stolen car, and the police had
I saw that. The little girl.
That happened to me in the 90s, right? I'm with my homegirls, and we're young women, skirts, mini skirts, Daisy Dukes on. We're in a car on Lake Drive, actually, and one of the girls had a baby, a 3-year-old, so we had a little kid with us. I mean, they had the sawed-off, or whatever the fuck the gun was. It was the big one. Like, they had to do that. They had all that shit on us. Like 5, 6 cops surrounded the car because it was stolen, but he got it back, so he reported it that it was back. So it was a false, they pulled us over falsely on some old information. And they drew them guns, and when I tell you I was so scared for my life, and I didn't understand for the life of me why these men had these big ass guns on 4 young women. I mean, we were 18 and a 3-year-old girl, all girls, 4 girls, and a 3-year-old girl. Yeah.
They're trained. You were combatants. You're the enemy. So once they get a call of a stolen vehicle, whoever's in that vehicle is the enemy. That's what they're trained on. That's how they're trained, which is why it needs to be changed.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because they had that shit wrong that day.
Yeah. And the thing is that it's and then they probably walked off like you inconvenienced them.
Yeah. Didn't apologize. Like after they saw that we were like this, I mean, at what point and after 30 seconds could you not like just put your guns down? The fuck? You know what I mean? I just didn't get it. Anyway.
I don't know. It's cops, crackheads, who knows? They're all stupid.
Yeah. So it's some other shit going on, like it's some fights and stuff happening. I did a reading, so last weekend talked about aggression and some sexual shit, but apparently everybody was a little aggressive. There was a lot of fights and different shit going on, and one of the girls I actually went to school with, she was fighting at George Webb, and yeah, they yeah, it's a breakfast, it's a diner. It has breakfast and dinner food. So late night after the club, a lot of people go there and they get their breakfast.
Oh, that's the diner spot. After. Okay.
Yeah. So after this live, I'm gonna share the video with you both because I went to school with her, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But it was pretty bad. It was a bad look, and she my age, so I feel for what she's going through right now.
Oh. Yeah, Molly Wop. I'm not supposed to laugh, but did she?
I plead the 5th, Beaux Blaqk.
All right. I ain't gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna leave you alone.
Yes, don't put me on the spot. I don't want her trying to come at me and shit.
Yo, well, the way you talk about it, you should have no problem. You should be all right.
Yes, and I do my lunges and all that. So
I see.
anyway, that's a backstory. You'll get a part of that later on.
All right.
Anyway,
All right.
I think we're gonna get out of here because we definitely don't be liking to keep y'all too long, and we enjoyed y'all watching us. If y'all watch to see this thing about who has the worst sex life, again, it is the anglerfish, y'all. Worst sex life.
Anglerfish, the worst sex life. Yeah, that's
He has
pitiful.
to attach to the woman in order to
Just to
live
give him
with
that.
her for the rest of his life. And it
He
has
ain't
a
even
hard
get the
time.
bus.
Yeah, I mean, but look at it. Every fish I found, I tried to put the pictures up. It wouldn't even let me. I thought, well, damn, is it just because of the way they look? It's just
it's just ugly. The internet refuses them. I'm surprised you got that one.
Thank you. It's a tough life for them. But I want to let y'all know about the personal readings we got coming up. Beaux just hooked me up with some background music for all of the water, earth, fire, and different astrological elements. Why am I missing one? Air element. Slipped my mind. But we've been doing weekend readings, but we're going to start doing more general readings to the public live and getting you all in tune so that you can get your own personal readings. You can also order the G-Spot Oracle deck online at gspotme.com. We have merchandise. Check out our G-Spot hat. I'm doing my own little plug commercial for y'all right quick. We got tees, G-Spot. We got different colors of the tees. And we also got long sleeve. I don't know if you can see that one back there, but that's long sleeve. Check us out. Shout out TY Little for getting me straight on the logo tip. Like, follow, subscribe. We're at GSpotMe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're going to get those YouTube spiritual readings jumping off soon. Sexuality, self, and life readings. Again, shout out TY Little, gspotme.com. Check us out there. We got blogs. We got live stream videos. We got personal readings you can listen to. We have merchandise you can buy. We got every goddamn thing you need. Hello, it's an online community, y'all. We're trying to get like all these CEOs that we just talked about. Final Cut Multimedia, shout out to Terrell Scott doing this thing over there. Instagram, Beaux Blaqk. And I got to get your new logo, Beaux. I got to get that up there. So
all right, I got you. You got it. I sent it to you. You got it.
Yes, sir. So thank y'all.
Right.
We'll see y'all next week. Next week we have an herbalist concoction doctor joining us, if you will. So y'all stay tuned.
We got a witch doctor coming. We got a witch doctor next week.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what they would have called Dr. Sabi, then yes, this person can be in that light.
Nice. I need to put some roots on some people. So come on. I can't wait till next week.
Next week, here we come. So thank y'all. We'll see y'all soon.
All right, y'all be cool. Black out.